The traditional view of success dictates that the A students, the top scholars, and the highest achievers are destined to run the world. Yet, frequently, this isn't the case at all. We know it frustrates the intelligent that A students often end up working for C students for reasons the A students simply don't understand. More than 50% of Fortune 500 CEOs graduated from non-elite schools or achieved merely average grades. And those are the B and C students. Then there are those individuals you might have looked down at your whole life who are now making a killing. The data shows 86% of millionaires had a GPA lower than 3.5. They never understood why you studied so hard, and you never understood how they got rich. So here are 15 reasons why people often perceived as dumb get rich. Number 1, they have a delusional belief. No matter what they pursue, they possess an extreme inner conviction that the world needs to witness them. They go for it, armed with a delusional belief that they are meant to do great things, while you stand on the sidelines yelling about how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. If reality truly is a simulation, then self-confidence is the cheat code. Society loves cheering for someone who wasn't supposed to win. Research repeatedly demonstrates that over 83% of new entrepreneurs believe their business will succeed, even though the actual failure rate of startups hovers around 90%. This kind of extreme self-belief applies whether you're becoming a professional athlete, a movie star, or a singer. While smarter people often overestimate the consequences and succumb to peer pressure, those perceived as less intelligent simply swing more often. Number 2. Confidence opens doors more than expertise. In a noisy world, confidence acts as your ambassador. The market doesn't know you exist, which is why the loudest puppy gets fed first. A long-term study spanning 45 years confirmed that self-confidence had a stronger correlation with career success than intelligence. In the long run, low intelligence paired with high confidence consistently outperforms high intelligence hampered by low confidence. These individuals don't wait for permission to walk into a room. If they are thrown out, they re-enter through the window or the back door. You succeeded in school because you were obedient, but the real world values showmanship and standing up for yourself far more. Number 3, they simply won't quit. They refuse to take no for an answer. Turns out, 80% of success is just showing up for an extensive period and continuing to follow up until others give in to your demands. Consider this. 80% of all sales transactions occur only after the 5th follow-up. Persistence over time is a stronger predictor of long-term success than IQ scores, SAT results, or raw talent. While the academically smart view no as definitive data and give up, the supposedly dumb take it as a personal insult until you apologize and say yes. Rejection motivates the stubborn to a point where the universe eventually gives something to the person who refuses to leave the field. Number 4, they swing for the big win. They keep rolling the dice until one shows a jackpot because they never learned the odds in the first place. Success is fundamentally about refusing to leave the opportunity until you score, even when everyone around you is hoping you quit so they can get their chance. It doesn't matter how many times you miss the shot. You only need one good hit to make it big. Number 5, they copy-paste success. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to make money. Smart people often believe you need an extremely original, world-changing idea, but less academic individuals simply observe a rich person and say, I'm going to do what that guy does, but over here. To the surprise of the intellectual elite, this shockingly works. Smart people often suffer from an ego problem, thinking that copying others is beneath them, or unable to accept that someone else might know better. This resistance prevents them from learning from success, but statistics show that 70% of successful founders build businesses modeled after existing ones. This is why 80% of franchise businesses succeed, compared to only about 30% of independent new businesses. While geniuses may create the map initially, others are willing to follow it straight to the treasure. They seek out mentors and join groups focused on achieving the same outcome. They realize they don't need to understand money or the world deeply, just enough to navigate it, because they get paid on arriving at the destination, not on having comprehensive knowledge. Number 6, They are fun to be around. They don't take life too seriously. They laugh at themselves more often and put others at ease, making them a pleasure to be around. Although humor is considered the highest form of intelligence, those perceived as dumb are invited to places simply because of their engaging vibe. They're charming, inoffensive, and reliably show up for their network. Your network introduces you to luck faster than your brain does. The smart person believes that to eat cake, they must learn to bake, buy an oven, and gather ingredients. The pragmatist simply needs to be in the room when somebody's celebrating their birthday. Number 7. They don't micromanage. When they don't know how to execute a task, they develop a distinct superpower, persuading and convincing others to do it for them. These are crucial traits: networking, persuasion, and influence that make people rich. They hire individuals smarter than themselves and give them autonomy. Companies that promote autonomy see up to 4 times higher engagement and productivity. These leaders express amazement at what others accomplish for them, reinforcing positive behavior in their employees and leading to superior long-term results. While intelligent people obsess over process, these individuals will simply fix the problem with duct tape and ensure it gets done. Number 8. They thrive on attention. They operate on the mantra, they don't care what you think about them as long as you speak about them. Shamelessness multiplied by 1,000 is a potent superpower. They deeply believe they will be rich and successful, breaking rules and getting ahead even when others yell at them. They show up loud and often obnoxious just to be remembered, because the worst thing you can be is forgettable. Being talked about boosts recall by up to 500%, even if the comments are negative. They actively seek attention. Power you don't use is power you lose. Their rationale is that success excuses almost everything, and once you succeed, the path becomes the new road. Number 9. They move faster than you. They jump on trends immediately and never overanalyze anything. By the time you've pulled out all your pencils for calculation, they've already cashed in on their first customer. Momentum beats perfection every single time. Overthinking destroys more dreams than failure ever could. In today's economy, speed is more valuable than detailed analysis. Early mover advantage often results in a massive increase in luck's surface area. They invest in Bitcoin when a friend mentions it, or use the cool new AI tool to ship something quickly. A study by McKinsey highlighted that early adopters capture up to 70% of the total long-term value, while overthinkers are statistically 2 to 3 times more likely to miss opportunities. Number 11. They are fine with mild success. They refuse to overcomplicate life-changing success. They find a little thing that works reliably and repeat it relentlessly until it stops working. You don't need to invent the next industry giant to get rich. Running a consistent pool cleaning company can make you a millionaire if you stick with it. If your expectations are lower, the philosophy of good enough gets the job done and gets you paid. People who set good enough goals are 31% more likely to achieve them. Furthermore, businesses that utilize simple, repeatable models have up to 20% higher survival rate than complex or highly innovative businesses. If something works, the key is not to perfect it, but just to do more of it. Number 12. Timing trumps a lifetime of IQ. A lifetime of high IQ cannot compete with 5 minutes of decisive action when the timing is right. We have witnessed lifelong expert traders being dramatically outperformed by amateurs who bought into a trend and simply rode it up during a bull market. A study analyzing over 200 companies found that timing was the single biggest predictor of success, even more influential than the idea, the funding, or the skill of the founder. Number 13. They seek the easy way out. Because the traditional path is often perceived as too difficult, these individuals look for the easy way, and sometimes that approach hits big. Every major breakthrough in history started because someone decided to avoid hard work. Entrepreneurs don't start businesses because it's easy. They do it because they believe it will be easier than facing the traditional career path. 75% of entrepreneurs choose their path specifically to avoid traditional careers. Their guiding philosophy is simple. If it looks stupid but it works, it ain't stupid. The easy way is only considered stupid until somebody gets rich doing it, and then everyone rushes to jump on the bandwagon. They are also the people most adept at finding loopholes in the structure of society. Number 14.
They commit to longevity. Sometimes getting rich requires nothing more than doing something consistently for a very long time. Running a business or simply staying the longest in a company usually leads to promotion or success just through seniority. A boring, consistent business executed over 10 years will always outperform a momentary genius idea abandoned after 10 months because you jumped to the next shiny thing. Number 15, they prioritize emotional loyalty. The profound truth is that people remember how you made them feel, not what you did. Both individual and brand loyalty are rooted in emotion, not rational thought. The most expensive gift you can give someone is an unforgettable moment. A Harvard University study confirmed that emotional experiences are remembered up to 3 times more accurately than neutral ones.
Showing up for someone when they need you, even if it's not the most strategically smart move, is often why people maintain a relationship with you. We are emotional creatures craving emotional interactions. Remember this, feelings outlive facts. That is how successful artists make platinum albums, how history is written by the victors, and how future empires are built. If you re-examine this list, you might realize that the people you think of as merely dumb aren't actually unintelligent. They are simply playing an entirely different game than you are. They do not fit into the predefined model of what you believe success should look like. The key insight is that they don't actually see themselves as unintelligent. They might play dumb, but they act according to who they believe they are internally, not who they are objectively. That self-perception fundamentally changes their behavior. You see, dumbness is simply the initial cost of playing the game of success. The moment you realize that you don't need to know everything to start, you will never think of yourself as incapable again.